Hello, this is Brandon, the Starseed. I am going to be talking with you guys today about a very general topic, but yet a topic that not a lot of people that I know are even aware of. It's a term called ascension. Ascension. Don't ask me to spell it, I can't spell it. Every time I try to spell it, it's wrong. Ascension. It'll be spelled right in this video, because my wife knows how to spell it, and she'll spell it. I can't spell it. Point is this. We'll get caught up on the spelling. So, I don't really know how to get to the beginning of it without starting way, way back in the day. So let's go like way, way back in the day. A lot of people know about the Mayan calendar, right? It's like a big, giant, huge amount of time, 26,000 years or something like that, marking the cycles, the bigger cycles, the universal cycles. Here's what I like to think about that. And just follow me on this, because I have to give you guys kind of like the cosmological concepts that underlie the science behind this. I don't think we're going to understand this from a scientific point of view yet, but I think I can kind of explain it. So, okay, what the Mayans were trying to understand, or what they understood, and they were trying to convey for future generations, was that, so we'll start with the planet, right? We're on the planet Earth, right? Planet Earth is spinning around, right? We know this, right? Earth is going around the sun, right? We figured this out. We know this. There's a certain amount of time as it goes around the sun. When it's closer to the sun, or, well, not so much closer, is tilted a certain way, the northern hemisphere gets summer, the southern hemisphere gets winter, tilted the other way, the opposite. When it's kind of the equal distance, it's fall and spring in the northern and southern hemispheres. So location in the orbit changes the energy, the solar energy, literally, but also just the energy. Follow me on it, okay? Go bigger, okay? Our sun is in a very large Milky Way galaxy. Technically, our sun is part of like a cluster of other stars in a band that's, we're not like in the suburbs, like we're not way, way out on the very far edge, but we're definitely not in like the urban downtown of the Milky Way galaxy. We'd be like in that middle round where it's like, we might sell this home and move out to the suburbs soon, but it's kind of spread out there and it's far away, and we'll just stay where we're at. It's equal distance, so we have a good place. But think about this now: our sun and its location on the spiral. If you want to think of it, it's three-dimensional. But imagine that it's just for easiness. Picture it flat, okay? It's not. Try not to when you're thinking of other things, but for now, picture the whole thing is flat, okay? It's a flat pancake, right? You got the core, the black hole that's in the middle of the Milky Way galaxy, right? And all of the Milky Way is spinning around it. You can see it with the way the spiral arms kind of drag. It's got that effect. So you start to spin something, and it's pulling, like suds in like a bathtub. If you spin like something in it, you'll see that it'll kind of grab them and kind of create the same effect that you see in the spiral arms. So, okay, cool. We all get that, right? We're moving around. Now, I'm sure that there are effects depending on where we are in location to the black hole in the center of the Milky Way galaxy. We don't really necessarily know those effects, but they probably exist, and they're probably part of or factored into the Mayan long count that explains all of the different ups and downs of society or of the times. So, bigger. Milky Way galaxy isn't the only galaxy, y'all. There's a lot of them. Like a lot. They're everywhere. So there is probably a core in the entire, it seems like, everything's rotating around something, right? Our planet rotates around a sun. The sun is rotating generally with all these other stars around the black hole in the middle of the Milky Way. So probably some kind of rotation, or at least orientation, is happening where there's movement around the core of the entire known everything. I don't even know what you'd call that. It's kind of the universe, but I think it's more. It's like a multiverse, because we're getting into dimensional stuff, and that's a whole nother topic. Shit's crazy, but it's a good topic. We'll get there. But for now, think about that. What if the thing in the middle of everything, okay, we're talking the thing in the middle, this, whatever it is, we don't understand it yet. It's probably so powerful that we can't perceive it because of all the stuff floating around it, moving around it, and the way everything is. We barely understand the Milky Way. Like, we're like a kid who's only explored like a little bit of their neighborhood, but they're living in like the city of like Los Angeles or something. Like the sheer scope of how much more is out there, that kid doesn't understand. Like, not until they get older do they realize, holy shit, like there's a lot of this. This just keeps going. Like, yeah, we're getting it. We're starting to understand. In the last like 100 years, we've come a long way. I think we can go further pretty quickly here with technology catching up, but we're getting there. The point with Ascension, I've now spent 5 minutes giving you cosmology to explain the science behind it. The point is this: if our galaxy, or specifically where our solar system is, the solar system, our planet, our sun, where our solar system is, specifically in the Milky Way, well, think of it like a long thing that's lined up, right? You've got the core, you've got the Milky Way lining up, ding, and then you've got our solar system lining up, ding. There's some kind of an energy. I imagine it like a clock, right? And between like 11 o'clock and 12 o'clock, like in this one little area, there's this really powerful energy, upliftment energy, change energy, something that will give opportunity for species to evolve quickly or adapt quickly, for ideas to happen, for all sorts of different types of change, both spiritually, physically, metaphysically, at all levels. And when planets that are in these solar systems line up in this energy, in this little tiny window, imagine it like you've got a clock, right? Do like a 24-hour clock, like the big military clocks. Those are cool. And 1 hour of that has this energy. Now, of course, everything in the universe kind of seems a little balanced when you're dealing with like duality and stuff. So there's probably equal, on the opposite side of the clock, kind of a darker energy, something that maybe knocks things down, falls. The fall of Atlantis perhaps happened at this time. Who knows? And these are cycles. They're very, very long. 26,000 years might only be a fraction of the cycle. They might only have actually marked the part that was relevant for this planet. The whole thing could have been going a long, long time before this as well. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's always going to be that time. Things are speeding up or slowing down or spreading out. So what could have taken 26,000 years maybe now only took 24,000 on the next wave. Maybe the next one it'll be 28,000. There's a lot of stuff happening. Point is this: the Mayans predicted that 2012 was marking the end of something. And it may not have been 2012. The years and stuff are all weird. You'd think by now our entire planet would have like some kind of a straight up system, but no. So just imagine somewhere between 1980 and 2015, some kind of a window changed where this new energy started affecting. Imagine like we're just coming into it. So here's like the line, and our planet or our solar system and everything is just starting to affect it. Maybe even the 60s is maybe when the energy started leaking in, hence all these movements. So many movements out of nowhere. I mean, not out of nowhere. If you understand history, every one of these movements was going to happen. Powder kegs. Everything was ready to happen. But the fact that so many things happened at once, globally, during the 60s, and then technological changes from the 80s until now, and then in the last 10 years, I feel that this planet is having a spiritual awakening. Now, it's hard to tell, because a lot of people get really big on end of the world stuff and all these other types of things. But perhaps for me, it's a matter of perception. Instead of, hey, I got the flu for a day and I was sick and it's my fault for, being around other people who are sick, I like to change it a bit, right? What if the flu is just part of the ascension? At least the symptoms tend to be, right? What if what's happening to you is your body is actually adapting, evolving, changing? I know, it seems crazy. But what if your DNA, which is full of a ton of stuff that we barely even understand, tons of inactive things from we don't even know where or how they got there for some of these DNA things, what if things were changing, activating? What if this energy was hitting the planet And we've been engineered or have evolved or whatever, or were created or whatever, in a way in which when these energies interact with us, we start to change. Now, maybe this doesn't affect everybody right away, because I think a lot of people on this planet now are still rooted in what I call the older energy, more of a control, power, money, guilt, fear, all of that kind of stuff. Old stuff. It's been going on this planet for a long, long time. I'm kind of bored of it. I think a lot of people are bored of it. We kind of feel like changing it up a bit, right? And I think that's what's happening. Now, it's not happening everywhere, and it's not affecting everyone. Well, I think it's affecting everyone, but I think it's not. I think not everyone is flowing with it. Basic concept of ascension is simple, though, right? Okay, let go of old patterns. If you keep experiencing the same types of things, it's probably because there's some kind of an old pattern or an old thing from your past that you haven't let go of. Let go of it. It's the past. You can't change it. You can't expect another person who maybe did something to change it. It's over. Move forward. Letting things affect you now from your past, well, convenient and, fairly easy for all of us to get into that pattern, it's not that effective at growing, like, as a person. It feels like letting things go, moving forward, and living in the moment, being more in the now, and really starting to acknowledge the day-to-day things. And it just feels like that's kind of the direction things are going. So, for people who know about this, for the people who know all about Ascension, I would love to hear more about the experiences you've gone through. For me, I have a lot. Everything from my food tastes have changed. I'm going to do a whole video about that because I think that's kind of significant, at least in my life it has been. Food preferences changing. Not just the amount of food, but the types of foods I eat, the types of foods I can even stomach. And I guess that happens as people get older, but yeah, there's something about that. Not just that, but types of people that I want to talk to, the types of things that I'm entertained by. Years ago, I used to watch TV shows and sitcoms. Something slowly changed, and I started watching people play video games on Twitch and YouTube. And now I'm just entertained by, anything from documentaries to people doing real life adventures on Twitch or YouTube, and just real things. People talking about their experiences with paranormal events, people discussing Ascension or, alien type topics. Even if the things are coming from a place of fear or a place of paranoia, at least people are talking about this stuff. And I think that's all part of the Ascension. Some people are coming from it from a place of fear. I think with my perception, everything that happens is happening to help you. So anything in your life that's happening to you is happening to help you. You wanted these things to happen. It's almost like before you came onto the planet, right? You had this contract, and you're basically like, hey, look, if at any point in time, this is like my path, this is like what I want to be on. Like, here I want to do this, and I want to make sure I'm here and this and this and this. These are all the things I want to achieve, right? But if I'm off, if any of this stuff, if I'm like way up here and I'm supposed to be over here, or if I'm like treating people a certain way and it's like it's not doing what I as a soul want to do, give me a little nudge, right? And so spirit guides, universe, whatever you want to call it, things around us will give us nudges. Okay? Some people like to say it's bad luck. Some people like to say things are good luck. Maybe there is and isn't luck. I don't know. I personally kind of think that a lot of it is perception. If you want to be a victim of your own life, then you can be a victim of your own life. It's like the soap operas or the TV shows where you've got those characters that just, it's poor me, they're the victim. And that's cool if that's the game you want to play. I'm not into that. It just doesn't seem productive. I think part of the Ascension is that more and more people are going to realize that they're not into that either. And eventually, you're going to have a lot more people that are working on themselves, that are starting to learn to accept who they are, learning to enjoy the world around them, and treating people better. Now, my only real advice for Ascension is listen to yourself. Like, if you're not craving certain things anymore, let go of them. If you are now all of a sudden craving something random like blueberries, go get blueberries. Don't think about it. Don't argue with it. Don't be like, oh, but I've never had blueberries. This is so weird. Get the blueberries, man. Keep a journal if you want about your Ascension. That's a cool thing to do. I wish I did that more. I did it when I first moved up here for like a short period of time. It was probably the most turbulent time of the Ascension, because I was literally dropping so many old patterns and changing my entire life. Basically, everything, like my whole personality changing, just realizing that I had created myself to be a certain way to please all these people around me. And a lot of these people that weren't even around me that much, or people that were just strangers, really, that I didn't even know. But for some reason, I kind of felt like I had to live a certain way or be a certain way in order to get their approval. It took a long time to break out of that, and I did keep a journal through a lot of that. I have yet to read it. It's been tucked away for years. One of these days I will. But that's a cool thing to do. Drink water. Give yourself sleep. Don't push yourself if you're not feeling super good. Don't get super paranoid, and be careful with doctors. I worry. It just feels like a lot of these things are the body's way of coping with it could be anything from just simple stuff like allergies or a flu bug. But I think a lot of it too is just the body is holding on to something and needs to let something go. So often, if you change the patterns in your own life, and you know what they are, each of us knows what they are, don't listen to other people. You know what's going on with you. Do you? You know what I mean? Like, you know what you need to do, and you know the time that you'll do it, the pace that you'll do it. It's just how it is. We all have to respect each other that way. I'm going at my pace. You're going at yours. That's how it is. The Ascension is going to give you the ability to utilize this, so you'll be able to make huge progress very, very, very fast. Basically, what would take a long period of time, you can get that accomplished in a very short period of time. We can get more into the details of that, and I'd love, like I said, to have more comments and people talking about that, because it's a very relevant topic that I think people are going to talk about more in the future when they look back at this time and go, well, something happened. So that's about all I want to talk about with the Ascension for now. We will talk about more stuff, though, and thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and feel free to comment. Talk to me. I'd love to know more about what you guys feel. See you later. Bye, you guys.